Good evening, YouTube. Now, time to make a video. Hope you're all doing well. Here in West Michigan, it is 9:09 at night. It is September the 11th, 2018. And yeah, I thought I'd make a video. My wife is working. Sad to say, she went to work. She still has a summer cold. She's sick. Her nose is running. She feels miserable. She wished she could have stayed home tonight, sat in the sunroom and listened to the crickets and read her Bible and look at Sunday newspapers and watch some taped shows. We don't watch television, but my wife likes things taped, like Father Brown, Elementary. She likes Antique Roadshow, The Great Bake Off, things like that. I will watch college football and professional football, but I usually get kind of burnt out. And I read, or I wander the house, or go look at the birds. I don't know. If you spend a lot of time reading and writing and just thinking, which I enjoy thoroughly, then you find everything else kind of not fulfilling or interesting or stimulating. So, and I have so much to read and so much to think about that I rather just read and write and think and sit in silence. So, like I said, today is a Tuesday night. I did a video last night. A minute ago, before I turned the camera on, I was folding clothes. I do the laundry. I mean, now I don't want to give a false impression here. I'm a terrible house cleaner. Even my wife said tonight, why don't you clean the refrigerator, you know? Why don't you dust? Why don't you mop the kitchen floors? And why don't you go down the lower level and put those books away and do some dusting? Why is your study so dusty? And I'm sure when my wife says that when she retires next year, when she goes part-time, she's going to clean the house from top to bottom, which I'm thankful for a wife who likes things clean. I'm sure that there are women out there who hate house cleaning and who don't do any house cleaning. I grew up in homes like that. I don't remember my mother ever doing any house cleaning, or anybody that I ever grew up with. They were always drunk or too busy pursuing the gratification of self to think about the external world. But I do laundry, I do the dishes, I do vacuum, I do pick up. I like things neat, I like things in order. Now you wouldn't believe that if you went down the lower level and saw books stacked in every crook and cranny there is. And of course, every time I go down there, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Do I sell the books? Do I store the books? Do I take the books to the book nook? It just goes around and around and around. And I'm just getting sick of it. Well, I say to myself, if I get rid of the books, am I going to stop going to used book sales? No. Am I going to stop buying books at the book nook? No. Am I going to stop going to thrift stores? No. So what do? I don't know. I thought to myself, well, and then you'd just be more discriminating what you buy. You just don't buy everything. Well, I'm interested in everything. That's the problem. I like fiction. I like American history, European history, art, music. I like different literary movements, art movements. I like biography, letters, memoirs. I like so many different things, and plus I buy Christian books. It's just, I mean, what do? Do you go cold turkey? I don't know. to me, I wish it's kind of like I've become book obsessed as I gotten older and older, and kids have grown up and gone to college and got married and having kids and having professions, and it's just my wife and myself and my books. So anyway, the point was I was folding clothes in our bedroom, and I thought I'd show you some more CDs. Some people like music. I've seen videos, booktube, people show music. They're into opera, or they're into 70s electronic music, or whatever. Well, I thought I would show you the CDs in our bedroom that my wife and I listen to when we are going to sleep, or you get the idea. But to be honest, as I gotten older, I need a lot of concentration, and I don't like anything distracting me. So there's not much music as we get older, just the music of love. Anyway, but I still listen to these. This is a Nicholas Jar, Space is Only Noise. This is, I think this is Andy Stott. This is Modern Love. This is all electronic music, ambient electronic music. This is another one by Andy Stott, Modern Love. This is his novel, not his novel, his CD, Pass By. I think this one here is not Modern Love. I think it's something else. Faith in Strangers. I really like these. This is Monorat, and this is self-titled. This is electronic ambient kind of music. This is also ambient music. I can't pronounce it. Ballard, Precise. Here is Arafat. This is his CD Duplex. I really like him. It's electronic ambient kind of music. Then you have Love is a Stream by Gerard Katulasema. This is electronic music. This is Caribou, which is also electronic music. See, they're all dusty, which you can see we have not been listening to music at night. This is Caribou Swim. I really like Swim. I like Caribou. This is Caribou Andorra. So I still listen to these. This is Caribou Our Love. This is, it's really dusty. Love is getting dusty. This is Andorak Tri Repetia. This is electronic music. This is another one by Arafat. Apatrat. I can't pronounce it. Apparat. The Devil's Walk. Then we have another one by Arafat Walls. This is John Hopkins, Immunity. This is all electronic music, ambient. Tim Hector. I just read that Tim Hector has a new CD out. It's electronic ambient kind of music. This is Flying Locust. He has a new CD out, Until the Quiet Comes. This is Antitrek, electronic music. This one is EXAI. I don't know. This is another, this is I think this is Tim Hector. I don't know what this one is. I think it's Tim Hector. Anyway, I don't know what this one is, but it's probably electronic ambient music. This is Venice. This is really nice CD. This one is another one by, I think this is by, oh, this is Richard James. This is, oh, I can't remember his name. It's by Richard D. James, which is, what's he called? I can't remember. Anyway, it's Richard D. James. This is another one by Moderat 2. This is Tim Heckler Virgins. And then you have another, this is another electronic. This is Richard D. James. Ampeg Twins, that's who he is. Ampeg Twins. Yeah, I'm really into the Ampeg Twins. I really like Ampeg Twins. And then you have another Tim Heckler, another, and this is all electronic ambient music. Kind of what we, let's just be honest here, we're adults. It's nookie music. Nookie music. Black Sea. And then we have another Tim Heckler on an imaginary country. And then another Tim Heckler, Rave Death 1972. So this, let's just be really plain here. This is love-making music. You can't, it's hard, well, I'm sure that there are some young people who are in the springtime of life who can make love to something more intense. But when you get our age, you need something kind of slow, you know, kind of slow. Don't go too fast, you know, make it last. So anyway, that's nookie music. So today I did leave the house, which was very difficult for me because as I've said in my videos, I get paranoid that somebody's going to smash into me and do me in. But I wanted to go to North Holland to go to Staples office supply store to get a calendar for 2019. So I did that. So these sell out fast. So I just try to get them early. So this is January 2019. And it still starts in September 2018. But I got a calendar. As you know, I rip these out and then I put them in the prongs of these folders. I got folders. When you have back to school sales, that's when I buy these. So I got some more folders. As you know, I use these in my diaries. I rip one of these out and like I'll put it in January 2019 and I'll put it in here. So I got some more folders with prongs. I got yellow. They didn't have blue. I wanted blue. All the blue is sold out. So I got purple, I got green, I got orange. I got some fresh paper. I love paper. Even though it saddens me to see our forests, our trees being chopped down, and someday there'll be no Amazon jungle. There'll be no, all the forests are burning up due to global warming. I read in the papers water is becoming scarce. It's full of chemicals. And we're having terrific hurricanes and just one ecological disaster after the next. And I bought some pens. You know, I love these pens. I mean, I have a drawer full of these Staples rollerball stick pins. These are the best pens. I always use them. So, and as far as my diary today, I ended on page 737. And when I was out, I went to Staples, I went to thrift stores, looked for used books. I found American Tabloid by James Ellroy. This is a crime fiction or a novel. I already had this in paperback. I had the paperback. Now I wanted the hardback. I never read him, but I collect him because I've read that he's really a great writer as far as, oh, I didn't put my receipt in my folder. I put all my receipts in there. So I also got a CD in the mail today. I got the new Eric Bachman CD, which goes by Crooked Fingers, but now he goes by his real name, Eric Bachman. His new CD is No Recover. Really quiet, kind of folky, kind of acoustic guitar, like, you know, just really marvelous. He's a marvelous artist. And I also found this book on the hand. It's like biology or anthropology, the human hand, how it's used, shapes the brain, language, and human culture by Frank L. Wilson. Now, I don't like this. I don't believe in evolution, but this book was only 33 cents. Then I found this novel that was recommended by Rick Moody down here below. This is a novel titled 3 Delays, a novel by Charlie Smith, who I never heard of. But I saw the recommendations by Rick Moody. Rick Moody is one of my favorite American writers. I've read a lot of his works, and he's like the same kind of like Dennis Johnson, that kind of literary style or genre. But I really, but he says here, I just quote Rick Moody says, 3 Delays is so stunningly composed, so wildly implausible, excessively written, that it makes the entire shelf of novels from the last generation superfluous. One of the very best prose writers in contemporary letters, Rick Moody. He quotes The Believer, which is a literary magazine. Charlie Smith is primarily also a poet, but he writes novels. And I read this evening that he's 71 years old. And this book came out, this novel came out in 2010. And then I found a Louis Begley, Schmidt Steps Back. As you know, last year, I read 2 of his novels, the Schmidt series, and this is the one I didn't read. This is, I think, one of the last of the trilogy. Schmidt Steps Back by Louis Begley. I read about Schmidt, and then there was another one. And then I found this book on the country of India. India has always fascinated me. I like writers from India. I like reading about India. This is called India Calling, an intimate portrait of a nation's remaking by Anand G. Ardas. I can't pronounce it. But anyway, so that's what I got at thrift stores today when I was out wandering around Deathville. I was reading this afternoon Havoc by Tom Christian, and this evening I've been reading Unfabling the East, The Enlightenment's Encounter with Asia by Jardin Osterhamen. This is translated out of the German by Robert Savage. So that's what I read this afternoon. This is the thrift store haul. I got myself all ready for my diaries. I mean, I have this obsession with pens and paper and folders. I mean, I must have bought, I'd say, 3 years of folders. And I got enough paper probably to last me, at least 3 or 4 months. I go through about 120 pieces of paper a month, maybe 140, 130. Yeah, there's 120 in these. I go through these about a month in a week, maybe a month. And why do I write? You know, as I said, I was thinking about that this evening. How I've been writing since 1968, and as you all know, when I left California to go to Bible college in 1977, I burned all my diaries. I burned everything: letters, underground newspapers, photos of myself. I my conscious objector, all my conscious objector stuff, tons of all my artwork. I just burned it all. I burned the bridges, starting a new life. And I left California and I drove here to Michigan to go to Bible college. And then, as you all know the story, I soon met Carol and we got married. I knew Carol only 6 months before I married her, because I knew that she would be a very, just a great Christian wife, mother, companion, friend, lover. And we've been married 39 years, going on 40. And the Lord has blessed us richly. So yeah, I love paper, I love pens, I love folders, and I write and I write and I write, and I don't know why. I read and I read and I read. I don't know why. I buy books, I buy books, I buy books. I don't know. All I can assume or come up with is that I am completely mad, insane, book obsessed, and yeah. But anyway, I hope you're having a good night, having a good week. Tomorrow is a Wednesday. It is September the 12th tomorrow. Today was a sunny day. You can feel autumn in the air. My wife wished she could be home so she can enjoy the autumn weather. I hope that when she's off, that the days are nice. She's looking forward to her trip with her friends to New Mexico. I hope she's over her cold by then and she's feeling well. So anyway, I don't know what else to report. So I'll sign off. Hope you're all having a good night. And thank you for the comments. Thank you for the new subscribers. And yeah, so until next time, bye.